Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 60th episode of Concerned Dabs podcast. I am your host, Katie M. Kane. Our guest tonight, ladies and gentlemen, he is a musician, he is an actor, and he is also a publisher. Josh Zito in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me, sir? Are you with us?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Thanks for having
Uh,
me, bro.
Oh yeah, dude. Super excited, man. I try not to ask you too much shit before we start the interview because I don't want to spoil it, man. I want everybody else to
Yeah,
hear too, you know. So
no doubt.
um yeah, dude, I'm super excited. Got to do a little bit of pre-interview questions and everything. I guess where I kind of want to start is where I met you, man, was at the studio with Vocab.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
At the Magic Closet, and it was, dude, that was in like 2010 or something. And
Something like it. Yeah.
yeah, and so since then, dude, I've really watched you start taking off with your career, dude, because everybody was kind of collectively showing up to each other's sessions at that time and just giving support. And it's like you really kind
Hmm.
of stood out. And actually, what I appreciate about it, dude, is that um, you're not just mixtaping the shit, man. You're buying a beat, recording, and putting it online for sale and for stream.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Monetizing it, and that's I
Yeah.
encourage all my brethren to do such things. You know what I mean? It's fun to do art, but shit, dude, make a couple dollars off it. You know what I mean? It's
Might as well. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm proud of you, Zito. I'm a
Yeah.
fan of your
Thanks, bro.
work, and it's been
Thanks, bro.
inspiring watching you do your thing, dude. So I guess my
I
first
appreciate that.
question is because this is one thing I noticed, and I you can answer as thoroughly as you want to. You've been doing the singles route, and I
Hmm.
it took me a while to come to grips with doing that, you know what I mean? Because I'm just like,
Yeah.
out 6 months ago, I was scrambling for an album. Like, I got these 10 songs, dude. I got
Yeah.
just to get all those people in the room at the same time in the same place. Like, it just it was
Hmm.
really an impossible task. But each song at a time, I can complete, and I can shoot a video, and I can release it on its own. And it
Right.
requires way less effort, energy, and resources than other people, dude. And so it just seems like a way more efficient way of doing things, dude.
Yeah.
So what made you go that route, dude? And talk about as much as you want, dude. I just wanted to do a quick intro and
Yeah.
yeah.
No doubt. So basically, the internet changed the music game, as you already know. Because
Yeah.
I started back when we were hustling CDs, burnt CDs. You know what I'm saying, out the back of our trunks. That's where I started, and a
Yep.
lot has changed since then. You know what I mean? Um, so with the internet, don't get me wrong, I am gonna put out an album soon, but the basically I did it strategically. So I started off doing just singles because the internet moves so fast paced. Everybody wants content consistently. Everybody
Yeah.
got a short attention span. You feel me?
Yeah, you gotta have
So that's
something
why I
new.
put out the
Something
single.
that's what I
Yeah,
noticed, bro. You got something new every couple
yeah.
months. I'm like, man.
You have you have to. You know what I mean? So I was doing that while I'm working on my album because it's basically kill two birds with one stone. Because what I'm doing is I'm keeping my relevancy online. I'm keeping the content consistent. And then once I get enough attention, enough traffic, enough fans, then I'll drop the album. I just figured dropping the album too soon was going to be pointless if I didn't build up that fan base yet. You feel me?
God,
And I didn't get that
yeah.
traffic and that relevancy online. So that's what the
I
singles were for.
I do feel you, Zito. Like my
Yeah,
last project, I really went rock and roll with it. My
yeah,
band split, bass player stayed. I got it out, but there was like no marketing or promotions after that. And I had
yeah,
a new son and everything, so I just kind of focused on the weed shit because that's who was paying me, you know what I mean? And now it's like
yeah, yeah.
finally getting back to the music and the art, and it feels
Oh
nice,
yeah, bro.
you
If you an
know?
independent artist, a lot of us slack on the marketing side of it because we're just
Yeah,
artists. You feel me? The
yeah,
business side, the marketing side, that took me the longest to really understand because I just
yes,
wanted to make music, but then I realized I'm like, man, at the end of the day, I can make the dopest shit ever, but if I don't have the right way to drive traffic to my music, it doesn't matter, bro. So I had to figure
yeah.
that out. I still am figuring it out, but
Same, dude, same. Because, like ev everyone's proud of their work, like, fuck, and then when it doesn't do what you wanted it to do
straight up.
within a year, it's like, fuck, it's discouraging, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I feel like, dude, doing it singles at a time cuts down on that bad feeling and turns up on the good feeling, you know what I
Uh,
mean? So,
yeah.
very,
I mean,
very, very clever.
it's a little bit. I would say it's a little bit more costs a little bit more money. And what I mean by that is when you put out a single, now each song has to have their own cover art. Now each song has its own marketing budget. Each
Yeah,
song has its own thing. Versus an album, you just pick one or two singles, put the whole shit out.
yeah,
So it does cost a little bit more, but I feel like it is effective,
yeah, that's the
especially
main
in the thing.
thing. Yeah,
You know
dude.
what I mean?
Numbers, honest, true numbers too, and real
Yeah,
fans, man, you know?
yeah.
The, uh the latest single that you put out, with Vocab, what was the title of that, dude?
Called American Justice.
American Justice with 3 Ks, yeah. And
Yeah, and Aaron O'Brien sings the hook.
yeah. So, like, dude, that song was tight. I thought, the verse where you talk about your boys, you know, like, the how you end the verse, it's like the last 2 or 3 bars. Can you
Oh yeah, yeah.
say that? Can you say that on the air? Do you remember those? It's something about, like, "'Cause he's
Are you
not
talking
like
about?
me, 'cause the cops might fuck with him, he ain't white like me," you know what I mean? Something like
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Can you
yeah, yeah.
say
That
those
song.
bars?
For sure. So people that haven't heard the song, so you get context, is the song is touching on police brutality. It's relevant of what's going on right now, and the whole problem with the system in general. So we shine light on that. And my son is mixed, and so I thought being a white artist, this subject would be kind of a unique, perspective coming from me.
Yeah.
So I just was letting people, yo, man, there's a lot of different layers to this shit. And so for me, I had explained this is what I'm dealing with. And the line, I think the one you're referring to, it says, "How do I tell my son about the cops who look quite like me, that they might think that he's a crook because he ain't white like me?"
Yeah,
So that's the line.
good. Yeah, that
How
shit's
do I
deep.
how do I explain that to my son? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Especially an
man, it's
8-year-old that wants to be a cop. You feel me?
yeah, yeah, dude. Yes. Yeah, man. Real deep shit, man, and eye-opening too and current as far as relevance, you know, so,
And to
Vocab's
be
verse
honest with
too.
you, bro, that song me and Vocab recorded that song like 3 years ago.
Damn.
Um, yeah, I have so much songs in the archives, and I almost forgot about the record. And then all this bullshit started happening with George Floyd and the police and everything. So I was going through my hard drive and just trying to figure out and trying to find inspiration. And I came across a song that I basically forgot about, and it was pretty much all done. It just needed a little bit of mixing on it. So I was like, "Fuck it, let's just mix this, finish this record, and put it out because it's gonna have the most impact right now if I do it now." So
Yeah, that's tight, dude. Vocab's verse too, I like he's like, something, "You want me calling your pops?" You know what I mean? I was like, "Yeah, man, fucking whoop your ass, god damn it. The fuck you
right,
doing out
yeah,
here?
straight up,
Fuck you doing out here?"
yeah. I'm gonna get the
Yeah.
charger. I'm walking with you though for my
Okay,
phone.
cool. Um, so what is you say you're working on an album and more projects. Can you talk about that a little bit? I know you can't share too many details because you gotta, you gotta drop it correctly,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Nah, you
because
good, bro. I got a distribution deal with Epic Records, but I worked it
yeah,
out.
way to
I worked it out
go,
though.
man.
Yeah, man, it's dope. But I worked it out to where it it's just distribution. So basically, all the production, everything comes out of my pocket financially, right?
Yeah,
Um, but the beauty of it is I keep creative control. I
yeah,
own my publishing, I own my rights, everything.
yeah,
Um, it's just when everything's done, they're gonna use their platforms and distribute it where I don't have access. You feel me? So that's basically what
yeah.
that is.
That's cool,
Um,
because really that's all that you really want from them anyway, you know what I mean? And it's like,
yeah,
if
exactly.
I don't have to take your money and I can do it
Yeah.
myself and you still wanna split it at half, then
Oh
that's
yeah,
fuck, dude,
for
that's
real.
a good look, bro, that's super good looking.
Oh yeah, I got us plugged in. We good now.
Word, word. So what's do you have can you talk about any, like, album title or, like
Yeah, for sure.
Is the American Justice gonna be on the album? Is that gonna be like maybe a
Nah, bro, it's
B-side to
just
the
a
single
single.
or something? Okay.
Yeah, it's just a single. Like a lot of the singles I've been putting out aren't even going on the album. Those were, like
Okay.
I said, those were just content that I could feed people so they can have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Um,
Pick a Side too. That was a dope video, dude. Like,
yeah, that was just for fun. Me and my guy, Young Mill, that's on the
yeah,
record.
yeah,
Um, hold on real quick. He basically started a company called Aeon Visual, which is a video company. They do my music videos and they do all the media. And it's
yeah.
back when he first started, and so he's a rapper as well. So me and him just did a song together and shot a video just to kind of get a feel for it and shit. And so that started everything. Snowball, his company too, which is good.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I thought that was cool too, how Vocab made the cameo as
Daddy,
the villain
hey,
guy at the
say
end, you
what's
know?
up to wifey.
Oh, hey, what's up,
Hi.
wifey?
How
Good
you
man. Thanks,
doing?
thanks for letting them podcast with us, man. Like, yeah, hell yeah, dude. Um, so what's gonna be the title of the album?
And traps. Um, it's called Paint Me as a Villain.
Paint Me as a Villain. Word.
Yeah.
And that's like usually the roles you get cast for in your film roles and stuff like that, or what?
Oh yeah,
Cause
absolutely.
cause I see that
Yeah,
I'm like, he looks like the big Italian gangster dude, man, all yoked out, ready to kill somebody, you know, like like
yeah.
yeah, but dude, that's cool, man. I uh
Um,
I can't wait to
it's a play
watch
on
some
that
of it.
too.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch some of
Yeah,
it,
you
man.
should get the trailers online for Green Fiction, by the way.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll check it out. I was looking at the website and I'm like, damn, this looks
Do you see the
deep.
trailer?
I didn't watch the trailer, dude. I was clicking on everybody's little thing and reading like cause it looks like a comic book, and so I was looking
It
for which
it
one
is
was
a comic
you.
book as well.
Yeah, so I didn't watch any of the video shit. I would just I'm more of a reading type guy, man. Like I'll click on the
Yeah,
videos later, but I like to see what guys wrote for me to and it just
yeah. Hey, can you open that?
what I gather from it, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that it's like a superhero cannabis comic book type TV show or something, right? Like, can you talk about that a little
Exactly.
bit?
Yeah. So basically, well, it is a comic book, right? But the show that I'm in, Green Fiction, is based off the comic book. So the show is it's like a sci-fi cop drama is the best way to describe it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Um,
Do you
it's
you you
basically
you do you play a cop?
yeah, I play a street detective. Yeah,
Tight. I
yeah.
saw I
So
saw a picture where you're looking all training day and shit too online, man. I was like, hell yeah,
uh,
that's
hey,
tight.
that's dope that you mentioned that because that's basically when people ask what's about, I'm like it's a combination between like a Marvel movie and like Training Day grit. You know what I mean?
Hell
So it's
yeah.
like almost like if you took the whole Marvel realm but made it more realistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, Antoine Fuqua was the shit, man.
Yeah.
I fuck Denzel too, you know, I can't take nothing from him, but just the way that movie
So
looked, bro, it really looked hood as fuck, dude, you know?
it was dope. The production quality is really dope. It's yeah, I was impressed.
And so did you film that up there in Tacoma?
Yeah, I mean we filmed parts in LA, we filmed a lot of in Tacoma, and then we went to one scene was in this small ass town in Washington called Aberdeen.
Oh,
I don't know if
okay,
you're
yeah.
familiar with Aberdeen.
No, they got Indians out there, man. I got some homies with a couple
Yeah,
kids out there. Yeah.
yeah. So they use that town because there's a lot of stuff on there that has that whole industrial or coming, kind of low key apocalyptic areas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of going down. So they use
Yeah.
that type of scenery. Um, and then they actually bought a house in Aberdeen so we can destroy it for the scene. So
Fuck,
basically, what happened?
serious?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
crazy. it was a crazy ass scene. So we basically ended up SWAT teaming this house, and they take this big MRAP tank and they crash it into the house. It was wild.
Wow, dude. No miniatures, ladies and gentlemen. They really did that
Nah,
shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, man, that's cool. Dude,
yeah,
did you get?
a
Were you
real two
there?
story house.
Were you there
So
for that
what?
day? Did you get to show up for that
Yeah.
day? Fuck
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I was in
dude.
it.
Ah, man, for real, shit like that is hella fun. Like,
Oh yeah,
dude,
it was crazy.
yeah,
It
damn,
was crazy.
dude. So, like, what? They were it was just a decrepit crib. They were gonna build something new on anyway, or something. So, like that. Or did they just say fuck it and leave the lot? Like, I'm like, man, there had to be some kind of investment in that too, you know? Like,
Are you talking about as far as the house?
yeah. And then how did you guys get the
Oh,
tank? Like all that coordination too, dude. Like it's hard because I've had a courtroom scene in one of my music videos, you know, and it took
mm,
I had to do it at lunchtime when there was no court, and it's like I had to get, everybody in there for 20 minutes to shoot. So it was rough, but that sounds fucking rough, bro. Like, how did you guys do that,
yeah.
man?
I don't know, bro. I mean, they have a whole team. You know what I mean? It's not something that I'm involved with. Um, but they had real military, so they got the tank through them. So like, all the extras that are in the scene, like you'll see in the trailer too, actually. So all the military dudes you see in the scene are actual military personnel. They're not extras. They're not hired actors or nothing like that. So they
That's
brought in real
tight.
military. They brought in the real tanks. They did the whole shit. Yeah, it was crazy.
Fuck, dude, that's
Mhm.
awesome, man. Like
Yeah, we got to
it
train with them, so we made sure that we SWAT team correctly, and I didn't look like a newbie. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Dude, I just see the pics that you share online, bro, and I'm just like, "Fuck. I hope there's some behind the scenes content too, bro. I hope you got your camera
yeah,
going." You know what I mean? Because
yeah, oh yeah,
it it really is, super interesting to me and entertaining and
the
also
details, bro.
inspiring as an artist, dude. Makes me wanna act too, like, for real, dude, it's dope. Like, I like hearing the stories about it too. How did you get started into being an actor, dude? Like, where did like, did somebody just see you and be like, "He's the fucking bad guy," like
Yeah, I
like,
wish. Nah, I mean,
"Grow grow your beard out, grow
low,
your beard out."
low key, bro. It was kind of in that way. It was like a combination between someone approaching me and then me actually embracing the opportunity and running with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So basically, it was at a show. And you're an entertainment person, so you understand it. It all comes hand in hand: the music, the acting, all that. And so I've been rapping my whole life, and so I met this casting director at one of my shows.
Ah.
Um, yeah, and he approached me afterwards, and he asked if I wanted to do an interview for,
You baby.
or not an interview, but an audition for a TV show called The Librarians, which is on TNT, and they shoot it in Portland. And so basically, I went in. I didn't know what I was doing. I think personally, between me and you, I thought I just bombed the audition. I thought I sucked.
I feel
Uh,
like that every single time, bro. You know what I mean? Every single time. I
yeah,
got called
and
back
so
once. I got called back once for reality TV when I was in Portland, man, but I didn't like the
for
situation
real,
they put us in. Yeah, dude. So I was like, but
you didn't do it.
I no, I did. I showed up to but they were trying to get me and this guy to play pool and some girl to be like the chick in it was just weird, dude. There was no script. You know what I mean? Like they literally just put you in the room with a situation and just tell you to fucking play it out, and it felt like improv kind of, but not as much fun. You know what I mean? Oh shit, did your video freeze, Zito? We cannot see him. Bummer. Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Try and send him a message here. If you can hear us, Zito, if you can leave the call and come back, that usually clears whatever kind of server issues we have. That's our workaround when calls start getting choppy. Dang, I wish there was a way that we could hang up and call him back too on Discord. We gotta try and figure a way around that. Maybe his phone died. I don't know. right, ladies and gentlemen. While we wait for Zito to come back to the call, uh, I think that yeah, dude, the green fiction stuff looks tight. Mitchell and Jess too. If you guys haven't seen that on their website, dude, it looks pretty sick. All the artwork is like super top notch, and it's like each character is associated or affiliated with their strain or something like that. So it's like I, I it looks deep, you guys. You know what I mean? Like not just here's this guy and here's his story. Starts at the beginning and then goes to the end. It's like, nah, there's a whole bunch of characters that look super developed and like there's gonna be a bunch of content and a full season around. So I'm pretty excited to watch it. And that is how he's hyping the scene too with the tank and all that shit, dude. Like, fuck, that shit sounds raw, bro. And usually that's how they do it. You know what I mean? Is make a model house and a model tank, and let's get some fireworks and try and make it look as real as we can, and just zoom in and make it make them think it's a real house. All right. So also, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check out his music, it's available on Spotify, iTunes, wherever music is sold. YouTube, the Pick a Side video. You guys should check that one out. That shit's pretty dope. My guy Vocab makes an appearance in there as the villain dude at the end of the scene. But yeah, man, super dope content. We got to get him to come back on the call here. All right. Um, the other thing, ladies and gentlemen, uh, he says invite me back in. I wonder if I can send him that link again. See, click on the IG link again. Can you click on the IG link, Zito? How do we invite him back? Okay. Member list. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are figuring this out right now. Zito is typing. Touch the camera logo on this call. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a couple of seconds of dead air, but that's all right because the interview is still going to be dope, and Mitchell is pretty dope with the editing skills afterwards. So we can cut that out if you guys are listening on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, or Apple Podcasts. Okay. Is there a way that we can call him from here, Mitchell? Okay. Mitchell's typing. So Mitchell got a. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. Should be able to click this group and then click on the icon. In other news, ladies and gentlemen, till we get Zito back on the call, I had band practice with the fellas yesterday down in Lewiston. That was pretty cool. Shout out to Dash. Shout out to Tutlo. Shout out to Rello. And shout out to Aaron, the new guy. Had some cool vocal processor. Said the app keeps closing on me when I click the camera. Bummer. Can you just click the microphone then? We could probably just do audio. And if not, let's send him the number. Mitchell is 208 503. Was it 6078? Is that what it is? 6078? Yeah. Yo, Zito.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, so we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Do you have a pair of headphones?
No, I actually had to grab my laptop because my phone's fucking up for some reason.
Ah.
Yeah.
So if you're on your lap, do you have your camera?
Yep.
Can you touch it? Does it cut out when you do video?
Let me try. Is it working?
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. Fucking A, man.
Yes, my bad, bro. I don't know what the fuck.
Oh no, it's all good. I always have this echo when I call Mitchell on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm used to it. Is your phone on still?
Nah, my phone is it's I don't. Yeah, I got
it. Did you turn it off? Make sure that's not on the call and everything too.
There we go. Yeah, we'll turn it off.
Okay, cool. Are you comfortable, sir?
Yes, sir.
Can we continue with the interview, sir?
Indeedy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're talking about Green Fiction.
Oh, we were talking about how I got into acting was
Yeah.
So I got
It was a casting director at the show.
Yeah.
And it was a show for TNT.
Yeah, called The Librarians.
Okay. And then what was the role?
Basically, I played a werewolf.
Really?
A guy that turns into a werewolf. So I ended up getting a part, to my surprise. And
why did you feel like you bombed the audition?
I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I mean? Like, at the time, I had never acted before in my life. The only stage, any type of entertainment or stage presence or anything I ever had was through music. You feel me? So, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Dope.
He's touching that message to me.
Yeah, so I went into the
Zito.
I went into the audition and they asked me to slate. I didn't know what that meant. They asked me to read these lines and it was a cold read. I hadn't done that before in my life, so I was looking at the paper hella long. It just was a lot of stuff that it didn't feel smooth. I felt just kind of goofy doing it, but they still liked it. You know what I'm saying? So, or I might just fit the part, whatever they wanted. I don't know. But then basically,
good job,
thanks, bro. The whole set was downtown Portland, and they closed off the Portland State Park blocks, and it was a big set. It was intimidating, but it was exciting, and I fell in love with it. So then basically, the dude that's my agent now happened to be on set, and he was kind of coaching me, helping me out because I was a little bit lost. I was working with a lot of professionals that knew what they were doing, and they were moving fast. And it was all brand new to me. Just kind of jumped in the water, And so I ended up going to my agent's classes. He does acting classes. So once I decided I wanted to do it, then I decided, you got to respect the art. You got to understand the art. And the best way to do it is just to knowledge, man. So I just went to classes consistently, learned everything about acting as much as I possibly could. Different methods. I learned about the acting industry, how to audition correctly. I mean, I made sure everything was, clear to me. And eventually get assigned to the dude's agency called Actors in Action. Agency.
Actors in Action.
Yep. And it went from there. Now most of the stuff I get casted for now is actually just me doing it on my own.
Good job.
But, thanks, bro. But yeah, it was inadvertently because of him. You know what I'm saying? It was a chain reaction.
Did
Mhm.
did the Green Fiction thing come through him?
No, but like I said, I got hired for a role in a PlayStation commercial that was through his agency. I met the directors for Green Fiction through.
Did you guys shoot that in Southeast?
For which one?
The PlayStation one?
Nah, that was in Seattle. They have a Nike headquarters up there, or not Nike, but Nintendo.
I swear I delivered food to some kind of video game commercial in
for real?
Portland.
Yeah, and I played an underground Street Fighter.
Tight. I saw the photos. Can you talk about that? Tell us the story about that shoot. Because I know you've done work, bro. I know you've done work. And I just want to hear the stories, man. Yeah.
So it's crazy. So my co-star on Green Fiction, his name's King Amir. He's a Persian cat, got a beard. I don't know if you've seen him. He's hella jacked,
Yeah, you had a photo with him, I think.
Yeah, he's in Green Fiction as well. He's my co-star. But how we met was on set at the PlayStation shoot. He was the guy I was fighting. And we just by chance, we happened to be casted on a second project together with no relation at all. No different agents and everything. It was just by coincidence.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine now. But yeah, man, it was just one of them things where I auditioned for the director over Skype. It was kind of awkward. I never did that before.
Yeah.
And got the role and drove up to Seattle. We get there and they had all the extras there because all the people chanting on the fight. The underground. It's an underground fight.
Fuck,
just having that energy alone got me in my zone. You know what I mean? Having all these people throwing bottles and screaming and doing all types of crazy shit. It was
Did
fun,
you guys like fight for a long time? Did you have to choreograph and shit?
We did, yeah, man. So we there's this dude. Shout out Draco. He's a pyrotechnic for a lot of shows in the Northwest. So for the Librarians, for that zombie show, what the fuck's that called?
Z Nation.
Z Nation. Yeah.
I watched that. I watched that when I first got here.
Yeah. So he and another show called Leverage. Yeah. So he basically does pyrotechnics, but he also is a fight coordinator. And so basically when we got up there, he already had a fight coordination plan for us. And so we just had to run it over and over, almost like a dance move.
Like a kata. For karate.
Oh, no, exactly. Because what happens is when we are filming, we're going full speed. And if we're not where we need to be, we're getting hit for real.
Yeah.
It's happened a few times. You know what I mean? I've got clocked a few times.
Yeah,
filming. Yeah. So, because I much rather just be like, I much rather do it than have someone stand in for me.
Yeah.
Fuck,
man. For a fight scene.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes
if something's gonna blow up though, I'm like,
I don't
shit.
know, bro. I still might be down with it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes
or if you gotta jump from high up.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man.
Sometimes you got to get clocked in the face though. It happens, but
been there.
It was worth it. It was worth it. It was fun.
Dope, dude. What about the makeup? Did you have to like get beat up and blood and all that shit?
Mm-hmm. The PlayStation commercial, not so much.
Okay.
I was more like dirty and then the baby oil, the sweat, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But more so with Green Fiction, there's a few scenes where the blood and busted lip or nose.
That's dope. So you did you got to show up the next day, right? And they have a picture from when you ended the day before. And they have to do your face with the same blood and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
Like the
It's
continuity director or whatever.
continuity. Yeah, you gotta get the continuity right. Because you don't want the cut on your left cheek and then get to the next day it's on your right cheek, something like that. So
Star Wars fucked that up.
yeah, I be catching it. But they got so many moving parts, so many stuff that you have to like pay attention to. It's easy to let little things like that slip sometimes. And most people don't catch it. So
Yeah.
uh,
I try to watch with an analytical eye these days.
yeah. That's why I can't watch none of my shit because I'm too analytical. I can't enjoy it.
Yeah,
So anything
sometimes
I'm
I
in,
hate it.
any of my music, I just can't listen to it. You know?
Bro, when I hear shit on Spotify, I can really tell where the mix was whack.
Right.
Or where there was latency when I was recording my vocals.
Right.
I'm like, fuck, I remember that fucking time. You know?
And you probably you probably hear it, but nobody else does.
They
You know what I
don't.
mean? You're stressing it.
Yeah. So I try to, these days, if I'm faded, it doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, turn it up. It's a good song.
Yeah.
But if it's in the morning and I'm at work, fucking goddamn.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So what else besides that commercial? What other kind of stuff have you done, dude? I see you posting shit all the time.
As far as acting, is what you're asking?
Yeah. I want to ask about the publishing in 4 minutes.
4 minutes, all right.
Yeah.
So in the so with the acting, I mean, I've been in commercials. I've been in a few TV shows. The Green Fiction is my favorite one, and I can't wait for it to be released. And
what's
you
the
can
date?
actually the trailer's on my YouTube, by the way, if you want to check it out, bro.
And it's just Zito, right?
It's Zito Official Music.
Zito Official Music.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. But I was in a documentary that won some awards. I did a reenactment of a real person. Inspirational stories. It's pretty crazy. It's called Perception.
Word.
That's on Amazon as well.
Is that like talk about it, man?
Yeah. So basically, the story's about the dude named Noah Schultz. Pretty inspiring. So this dude was, grew up in the hood, drug dealer, gangbanger, whoop-de-woo at a young age.
From Portland?
Yeah, from Portland. It was back when Northeast was hood. You know what I mean?
Okay, Noah Schultz.
Yeah, Noah Schultz. Shout out Noah Schultz. And so he went to jail because a drug deal went wrong. Some dude ripped him off. I basically played the guy that ripped him off. Right? I played that character. I played the main plug. You know what I mean? That ended up getting in a fight with him and it turned into a thing.
Okay.
But he ended up going to jail. But where his story is significant is while he was in jail, he got his college degree. He opened up nonprofit organizations that help juveniles break the perpetual system of being stuck in the prison system when they're at a young age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of kids get in that juvenile detention and all that shit and then end up being kind of caught in a loop their whole life. And then they get an adult, now they end up in the pen, all types of shit. So he runs a lot of major programs that help with that. Also, a lot of programs that help people that are in jail with setting themselves up for when they're released, where they can function in society the right way and be successful. You know what I mean? So he did all that. He even had a TED Talk, bro, when he was in jail. They took him out of jail, let him do his TED Talk, put him back in jail. It's crazy. He accomplished a lot.
Is he out now?
The documentary is about him.
Is he out now?
Yeah, he's out now. He got out. He got out like 3 years ago.
Okay.
And the second day he was out, we released the documentary and we played it at a theater in Portland. And I got to meet him. Yeah, got to kick it with him, his brother and everybody. And when I first met his brother, he saw me at the theaters and he kind of bucked up on me. He was like, bro, you played that character so well that when I saw you, I got defensive, bro. I wanted to fight you when I saw you. Yeah, because I played a real guy, a real guy that affected their lives.
No doubt. Some people don't like him probably.
No, and so I was saying I took it as a compliment though. I was able to embody this person that was a real person enough to where it affected him in real life.
Very fucking cool, Zito.
Yeah.
I am impressed, friend. Good job.
I got that same bong, bro.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I don't know
I
where
just
it's at.
fucking got it today. 35 bucks.
Oh, very similar to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I go in there, I'm like, do you have something plain Jane,
Right.
glass on glass,
Yeah.
for flour, for less than 50 bucks? And he's like, 45, 35, and then I was like, wait, 35? He's like, yeah, this'll do. Because it's gonna break, you know?
Eventually.
Yeah. I can't spend more than 50 bucks if it's gonna break. Like headphones, same thing. Like sometimes I'll go to a studio, they'll be like, those are $400 headphones. I'm like, geez, can I get the cheap ones? You know, like I don't want to break these.
Yeah. I go through headphones like crazy, bro.
Serious, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck. Monoprice. Monoprice.com.
Oh, for
Yeah,
real?
man.
That thing?
Yeah, check them out.
I'm going to.
Yeah. For if you do like cables for audio or HDMI, whatever.
All that shit.
Check them out. Yeah. It's like an Amazon for music gear. You know how Amazon clones some shit?
Mm-hmm.
They'll figure out which factory you printed your parts in, and they'll go and pay them the same price for a bigger volume and just not put your logo on it.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah,
I like that.
it's bro, it's how they do it in China, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, so okay, we're past 40. Can you stay a little bit after 9?
You good, bro?
Okay, cool. Can you talk about your publishing? I saw you post the logo, Rib City Gorillas Publishing Company, and I'm just like, dude, I have albums out, mixtapes. I create content, but that term, publishing, is still very foreign to me.
Yeah.
So please tell me as much as you can about that.
For sure. So Rip City Gorillas Publishing, I basically initially created it to publicate my own music.
Okay.
For myself. And that's where I'm going to start the process. And then I'll start taking on other clients and what have you. But basically, if people don't understand what publishing is once you put the music out into the world, publication helps protect your creative property. Helps protect it so labels don't steal it. A lot of labels steal music, by the way, just so you know. I've dealt with that personally, and that's what triggered a few things was a lot of companies go to ghostwriting companies. One of them is called The Clutch that I've worked with. They got catalogs full of music. These labels will buy these songs and then put their artists on there. And then whoever recorded it originally, they do what's called a reference track, right?
Yeah.
Like for an example,
dude,
we'll say
I've done that a lot.
Buys it and raps over her own shit, right? So
J-Lo would buy it from Murder Inc.
Exactly.
You'd hear Chauncey's dub still on there.
Yeah. So basically, because I had to learn the hard way, because I've been taken advantage of from major record labels in the industry, I just figured, I might as well protect myself. And so I created my publication company. It's not just publication, so it's publication and placement. So basically, when an artist wants to get their music on, let's say, a video game or a soundtrack for a movie or a TV show or in a commercial, we help get those placements. But the thing is, just because you get those placements, you still need a company to track the plays, to make sure you get your proper royalties, make sure that they're not, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes into it, but it's basically at the end of the day to keep it real, understandable. It's just to protect your intellectual property, your creative property. No doubt. And make sure you get placement, make sure that you're getting paid right, bro. Make sure you're not getting your shit stolen.
That's one thing I think of too, is like, not everybody has the login to look at the analytics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. I wanted that control. That's why I created it. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Because
so Rip City Gorillas is planning on taking on some clients for placement.
Dude, I'd like to show you some stuff, Zito.
Yeah.
I've been working with.
I already know you're dope.
Yeah.
You're killing it.
Well, because there's got. If it's okay to send it, to, like I'll ask him. I'm like, yo, can I send this to my guy? Because sometimes I'll write it and just send it directly to the artist,
Right.
and then he'll send me a mix, and then
Mhm.
when it's done, I'm like, fuck, and then I can't really show anyone,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
And he might not put it out for fuck, dude, there's shit I was really proud of that
Mhm.
never came out, but the guy
Oh,
still
for
got
real?
it,
Never
you know?
ever?
So I'm just like, fuck.
Why didn't it come out?
I feel like they're waiting for me to blow up or something.
Just
You know what
holding
I
as
mean?
leverage.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, I appreciate the investment, but fuck, I like that song.
Right, right.
You know, like
Exactly.
shit.
Exactly. That's why basically, you know what I'm saying? Especially if I'm gonna be independent, I might as well have all my bases covered, and that's what it was all for.
No doubt. Well, that's dope. So on Green Fiction,
Hmm.
the website said you're narrating it too?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, that's sick.
I even narrate the trailer as well.
So it's like have you done any voiceover work besides that? Like I feel like you could do cartoons and shit, bro.
I'll be down, but I've never.
Damn.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was comfortable for me because I mean, I'm in the studio all the time, so doing the
Yeah.
narration was not anything difficult. It was real easy to do.
Dope.
Basically, we just had the screen up, a projector, played the trailer, and I just talked into the mic how I felt. And we spliced stuff, and
That's
made it
tight.
happen. Yep.
Did you ever have to like go and overdub on some of the shit that you filmed?
Yeah, bro, that shit is difficult, bro.
Is it like everything or just some
No,
things?
no, not at all. So it depends on the situation. So
Okay.
basically, and they try to limit it as much as possible. You know what I mean? But whenever you have a scene where there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of background noise, a lot of static or whatever,
Like
you
a
usually have
crowd or a fire or something?
helicopters. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So like for an example, there's this it's an independent web series called My Best Friend Molly. It's a comedy. And
Okay.
in that comedy I play a drug dealer. And in that scene we
The
were in an
bad
alleyway. it's just pretty funny though. But we're in an alleyway and it was a lot of like car noise and a lot of air noise, just a lot of shit in the background. And so I had to go through and redo this whole like scene where me and this dude are arguing, like bickering with each other, which is a lot of fast talking and shit.
Yeah.
The pace when it comes to comedy, the pace is a little bit faster, you know, with the dialogue.
Yeah.
And so I had to go in. We played the scene on the TV while I'm in front of the mic, and I had to line up my words, my voice and fluctuations exactly.
Yeah.
And it was rough, bro. It was rough. You know what I
Well,
mean?
to match how like how much later from the day that you shot? Was it like months later?
It was like a month later, bro. Like I said,
That's hard.
I was already on to the next project. You know what I mean? That scene already, you know.
You cleared it from your memory. There's only
Yeah,
so
bro.
many gigs.
Yeah.
You know? And when you
Exactly.
upload new shit, you
Yeah.
gotta delete old shit.
Exactly. So I had to go back
Yeah.
in and get refamiliar with the scene, and the thing was more messed up was a lot of it was improv because comedy, a lot of it is. A lot of people don't know that, but you'll have like the script will be kind of like a general idea, and then one rule for people that out there that want to be actors, one rule a lot of people mess up on is if the director does not yell cut in a scene, you don't stop acting.
Word.
So let's say, yeah, bro, a lot of actors will cut themselves, and that's a way to get you fired. That's a good way to have directors not fuck with you. So
Really?
yeah, you don't call the cut, you don't call the shots as an actor. The director does.
Good
And so,
advice.
you know what I mean. So
Thank
there'll
you,
be like,
Zito.
I'm just saying, bro. That's
I
a
bet
no-no.
dude.
That's a major no-no. That's a major no-no. So I'll give you an example. So if your scene, you have, let's say for an example, on your script, you got 3 lines, right? And you say your 3 lines, and you don't hear cut, you got to keep going. So you got to just go with the scene, whatever is right in the moment. Just make it up. It doesn't matter. It could be dumb as shit, but
you're
he's
in
not
character.
calling cut for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And specifically when it comes to comedy, a lot of that tactic is used. Like I was watching an interview with Seth Rogen, And Seth Rogen, most of his movies, most of the shit he keeps is the improv.
Yeah.
The off script shit.
Yep.
Is the funniest shit. You know what I mean?
I feel like James Franco is a funny motherfucker.
Yeah, he was saying him and James Franco will go, you know, on and on off script, and most of that stuff is used. Yeah.
I feel like those guys are pretty funny together.
Hell yeah. Good combo. But that's what made it harder to do the overdub. It wasn't the scripted shit. It was that improv shit. The stuff that we had just made up. So I didn't even remember what I had said previously.
So you got to watch it a couple times.
Over and over.
And then
take
10. Take 25.
Man, for real.
Have you seen the Disaster Artist?
You say what?
The Disaster Artist? Have you seen that movie?
Seen it. Nah.
Oh, bro, watch it with your lady. James Franco and his brother. It's on HBO or Amazon Prime. Is it Amazon Prime?
I got that shit. Yeah, I'll check. Disaster Artist.
Yeah, there's an independent film called The Room. And this movie is about the making of it. And this like Middle Eastern guy like funded it and directed it and acted in it. And his scene, holy fuck.
Yeah.
There's like 100 takes. You know what I mean? When you watch it, you'll laugh. You'll be like, fuck. Because everybody offset is repeating the line to him.
Right.
And he still can't get it.
Can't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I've worked with some people like that.
Yeah, it's like, dude, did you practice at all? You know, like.
I worked with one dude that told me he doesn't need to read the script. He just needs the storyline. I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
And same thing. We got on set, bro, and it was a lot of takes.
That sucks. You know, like
yeah.
two.
Sometimes
3 if you stuck.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. But I'm saying even as an actor though, having your co-star, if they can just kind of work with you in the moment and kind of not be so married to the script.
Yes.
And just understand the script, but not be so married to every single word. That's when I think you get the best dialogue. You know what I mean?
I agree. The film that I did with Ryan Craig, there was a scene where the girl's in jail. I'm visiting her in jail. And there was a few lines of script.
Yeah.
But I freestyled that shit. It was improv. Because it's like I've visited many friends and family members in jail. And just the terminology and everything, I just said it like I knew how to say it.
Good.
And he used it.
That makes it more authentic, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way more authentic, bro.
It is.
And sometimes the writers are corny. So
They are. I'm like, who the fuck wrote this? When I watch movies, I'm like, damn, he needs to come to the res. Just for one night.
Right,
Especially if he's writing about Indian.
Yeah, bro. If a writer's writing about a certain culture they're not familiar with, it's real obvious in their writing.
Yeah. It's like, come hang out, man.
But
We'll give
the
you
way
a
I see
plate.
it, though, the way I see it, script writers, bro, they're just there for a blueprint. They're just there for a direction. A good actor can just take the idea and make it their own. And that's why I feel like it's pretty important. I mean, everyone teaches his own as far as like the strategy. But what I found helps me a lot is to write a backstory for your character. Because a lot of times you'll get a character, there's no backstory, right?
Yeah.
I'll create my own.
That's
the
dope.
The reason I do that, though, is because if I create my character's backstory, it's going to give an intention to everything I do, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be a reason my character responds the way he responds in certain situations because of his backstories.
Goddamn
So
right.
that's why I do it. Yeah.
I saw a YouTube video where that's what they said about Pac on Menace. They said he was supposed to play the Muslim guy who's telling him not to say the N-word and not smoke and drink.
Yep.
Pac was supposed to play that guy.
For real.
And they said that they didn't give him any backstory. And he was like, you got to tell me more.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's acting like this.
Exactly.
What happened to him?
Yeah.
And you created it yourself.
You have to.
Like
You have
yeah.
to. Unless it's given in the storyline already, but sometimes it's not the case.
They didn't give it to him.
Yeah.
He could have. Pac, you still could have made the movie.
Could have.
Yeah.
That's why I
Sometimes-
tell people, if you're given a character with no backstory, which is a lot of the time,
Yeah.
unless the movie's based around the character's backstory, but if it's not, they're not going to give it to you. You just got to create it on your own. That's why it's your character.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
yeah.
my complaint about Star Wars too. Everybody's just a functional character,
Yeah.
and the whole series is built on character development.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody, you know why he's acting like that.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
So it just, I don't know. That's dope. I don't want to bitch and moan about Star Wars.
Nah, but
Yeah.
also another tactic you could try, or at least that I found helps too, is I'll create a playlist for the character that I am. What I think he'll listen to before I get on set, I'll bump that shit. And it's not always stuff that I'll personally listen to, which actually changes your mind state and your thought process. You know what I mean? If you're playing somebody that you think will listen to classical music and you don't bump classical music, play a bunch of classical music before you go on set, and that will help motivate that character.
No doubt. Good advice, Zito. Man. Well, okay, so another publishing question.
Yeah,
Like,
he
do you-
basically he said, ooh.
Well, yeah, I feel like there's a room full of journalists here, and I'm the guy in front, and I know him. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you can see it, but this is sparkly.
Barkley. What's the strain?
Gorilla Glue?
Gorilla Glue.
Nice. Hell yeah. My lady scored me some beach wedding from it's the dispensary in Clarkston. Which one that is? Canna for Life. Shout out to Canna for Life. But yeah, man, I like smoking out and chilling. You know?
Me too.
Yeah.
I think my favorite is Paper Planes for sure.
Word. Yeah, I'm backwoods, but I can't be super lit on my show. I can have like two mixed drinks and a few bowls. But if I'm like backwoods to the face, I might talk a little bit slower. And I don't do dab. My lady does dabs.
Hey,
Like,
mine too.
I'm
Hey.
stuck.
Hey,
Hey,
dab queen right there. Hey, dab queen, bro.
Goddamn right. All right. We got to do the double J sometime. Yeah. But when I come to Portland, we got to make that happen.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro. Just let me know.
Yeah.
Whenever you're in town, well, she'll dab you down, bro.
Word.
Most people can't keep up.
I can't. Yeah, I can't get that high.
No, me
I
neither.
I gotta do shit. I gotta do shit. Yeah. So the publishing question. So how does the process work?
Mhm.
Say that Joe Schmo, popular, signed artist,
Yep.
peels one of your choruses,
Mhm.
and maybe it's just two bars, but it's the same melody, same lines, and he changed the words.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you go about like?
Well, that was kind of iffy because if he's using a different beat, and
then
he used different.
Does it have to be a direct sample, and then you can go after
It
it?
has to be a direct sample. Yeah, it can't be a likeliness. So like for an example, if someone just kind of does their own version of it, and it's over a different beat or whatever, it depends on how similar it is. Really, to be honest,
Yeah.
It's copyright.
Because
Like
the Bay would always
Yeah.
do that to popular songs. I'm like,
Right.
that chorus is just like this.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. You can't copyright a melody. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, if
Or chords.
chords. Right, exactly. So if I just say something with a certain melody, and another artist says something different but with the exact same melody, there's not shit I can do about that. Publication doesn't protect that.
Dang.
You know what I mean?
So that because rappers
Copyright
do
doesn't
that a
protect
lot.
that. Say what?
They'll use the same. They'll use the Snoop Dogg cadence and melody for how he said
Change
something for
the
4
words.
bars. Yeah, and
Yeah.
change the word.
And that's completely legal to do, at least as far as I'm aware of. So
Okay, one more question. What if a guy? What's a TV show that's popular right now? Better Call Saul.
okay.
What if a guy's getting out of jail, or there's some sort of gangster scene, and they play pick a side, but they
That's
don't
different.
pay you.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So that means that I just basically we will go after them and collect royalties, and it'll be based on how many times that show is played.
Dope.
Mhm.
So it's like you have a lawyer just send a letter,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, it's usually,
Like-
it's usually all it takes.
yeah,
But you got to understand too. I don't think a show like Call Saul or any of those major production companies, I don't think legal would let that slide. You know what I mean?
no, hell no.
Like they're real particular about that. So
But yeah, if I don't feel like any of my shit is popular enough to try and
you never
request
know, bro.
money off of it, but
You never know.
I guess I don't listen to everything. Maybe there's a movie I haven't seen that has some of my in there.
Hey,
you know.
hey, bro. I've been surprised before. So
Yeah, well, I talked to Tyrant like a week ago, and he told me the same thing, that he was gonna do what you were doing, like start a publishing company.
Why?
And he said the same thing, that if you're creating content, you're definitely not getting paid what you should.
yeah,
You know?
not usually.
Yeah.
Especially with streaming services and shit too. That I don't like, because I mean they pay you fucking pennies on the dollar for streams.
No doubt, dude. It just it's like 3 thousandths of a fucking cent.
Yeah,
So I got to make 3,000 spins to get one or something like that.
yeah, some
One
crazy
penny.
shit. Well,
Yeah.
it depends on your distribution deal, because my distribution deal gets me. I don't know how it got worked out. I didn't work out the details, but with like Spotify, for an example, every shit, I think it's like every 500 plays equals like $10.
Dude, that's good.
So it's, I mean, it's still not great, but it's still better than if you were just do it on your own. You know what I mean?
Because it is, dude. When it was physical units, you could negotiate
Right,
price per unit.
right. Well, that's why you can still do shit like on your own as an independent artist, even if you do like the Spotify and the iTunes or whatever. You can still put your full album on Bandcamp, and then you can set the price, or people can tip more or whatever, through Bandcamp. So
No doubt. My homie Kawhi, he gave me some real rock and roll shit for this next phase. His vampire cunt, like super
Yes.
heavy death metal shit.
yeah,
But he's on Bandcamp, and he does all right.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Bandcamp's pretty legit. You can make some money off of it.
Yeah. Okay.
For full albums. If you can do full albums, I would say do Bandcamp for full albums.
Word. Okay, so I got one more question
Yes, sir.
before we shake, and then I'll let you promote what you want. I always ask this. This is my cookie cutter question. There's two sides. The first is the good side. What do you feel has been your best move on the path to where you are right now?
The best move?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that there was one decision I
Okay.
made where I was like, this is the best move. I would say the best habit is consistency.
Excellent.
Is being aware of all opportunity, embracing it without second guessing it. Don't overthink the shit. If it's there, it's there for a reason. So
No doubt. Good advice. We stay consistent every week, Zito.
yeah, I know what 60
every
is this
Sunday
episode
night.
60?
Yes.
Hell
More
yeah,
than a
that
year.
is consistency. Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Anytime
about.
anytime you want to come back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, always, bro.
The other side of the coin
Yep.
is, what do you feel was your biggest mistake or your biggest fuck up?
It's basically the opposite of that. Before I learned how to really be consistent, how to embrace opportunities, even if it seemed like an insignificant opportunity at the time, I would hesitate. I would overthink. I would overanalyze the situation, and if you do that, you miss out on opportunities. And I did that a lot. You know what I'm saying? I did that a lot.
So did
So
I.
even when I got rid of the procrastination, even when I did embrace the whole idea of consistency, I still overthought scenarios. You know what I mean?
Me
And so
too,
you just
dude.
can't sometimes, bro. Sometimes you gotta go with it.
Everyone is worth 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
after 5 minutes, you can tell if it's bullshit.
Right.
But most
That's what I'm saying.
times it's not.
There's some people out there though, even as an artist, if you really want to do something but you haven't done it yet, a lot of people don't even start because they think that they're not good enough or they don't have the right resources, and that's that overthinking shit I'm talking about. You can't. It doesn't matter. Like there's that one. I don't know what that one saying is. It might sound a little corny, but it works. It's it says you don't gotta be great to start, but you have to start to be great. You know what I mean?
Doubt.
And that's real to me. You know, I think
Me too.
that catchphrase pops up in my head when I'm bullshitting. So
Well, yeah. And I just gotta say too, I don't want to go to Hollywood. You know what I mean?
yeah,
There's enough people doing shit out here for me to find work,
no, there's a
and
lot.
and
There's a lot.
you are proof of that.
Yeah,
And
there's a lot
it's
of
an
work.
inspiration, bro.
Thank you.
You know?
Yeah, there's a lot of Hollywood coming up to Portland and the Northwest in general to film because they don't have entertainment tax up here. It's a lot cheaper to film.
Yeah.
Up here. Also, too, if you don't already have it set up, go do backstage.com.
Oh
And
no,
set
I
up
got
a
that on my phone right now for the interview. Like I was
Yeah.
always gonna ask you questions about this shit.
Hey, bro,
But-
they're legit.
Yeah.
So I actually it's basically backstage.com is I think you pay for a year membership at a time, and it's like
Word.
$100 or something. But you basically you can set up as many photos, videos, acting reels, anything on there that you want.
Yeah, the photos look legit. When I told the fellas, I'm like, this is who we got on the show. They looked online, they're like, damn, he's Jack. I'm like, yeah. He on that bulk and slam. I pay attention. I'm a fan, Zito. I'm a fan, Zito. You know?
I've lost some of the gains because of the Corona shit. So all the gyms are closed. So I haven't been able to lift it all. But
All good.
I'm usually on my shit.
I'm like 10 pounds over to my face, bro. You know, I'm like, fuck, sitting on the couch watching movies.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. But it's good.
So you did get the backstage, my profile on backstage pulled up?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so that's what
Actor,
I'm saying.
rapper,
I'm just suggesting
songwriter, weightlifter. You know what I mean?
No,
It's
I'm just saying for you, bro, for you or anybody listening to your show that wants to be an actor, doesn't matter what region you're in, definitely set up a backstage profile.
I'm going to.
And
I have it bookmarked and everything. As soon as he said yes, I was like, man,
Man, I'm not a you know what I'm saying, I'm not a paid advocate for him or nothing like that.
Nah.
There's a lot of bullshit companies out there that try to take advantage of inspiring actors.
Yes.
And basically,
especially in Portland.
Yeah, there's a lot. So just so you know, red flag. If any company wants you to pay for any type of agency work without providing you any type of auditions or jobs first, don't fuck with it. It's a scam.
Good advice.
Don't ever pay anything beforehand.
I've been to 3 or 4 in Portland.
Yeah, don't
And
do
that's
it.
just how it felt.
Don't
I
do
had
it.
better results off Craigslist.
Right, don't do it.
You know what I mean?
Yep. No, it's all fake. They're not there for you. It's just a rotating belt of people paying for profiles that nothing comes of it, bro. They
That's
just
how
put it in a folder.
that's how the office felt too. It looks like they got all the photo backdrops and shit right behind the desk.
It's a joke.
You know?
All of us a joke.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
Don't
fucking
do
A.
it. Backstage, you're in control. You can apply for any of the jobs you want to apply for. You can filter out different type of work, all that shit. Any place in the world, they'll have, casting directors will have all your information right then and there. That's why I like it.
No doubt. Good advice, Zito.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we wrap,
Mm-hmm.
are there any ideas or concepts that you would like to promote for the future?
Ooh. What do you mean?
You know? Well, I mean, the revolution is now. But
Right.
I mean, artistic or business wise, like ways to monetize. You've done a lot of that throughout the interview. But if there's besides consistency, I guess, give the kids some advice, Zito. Like what do you want? Because I try to tell people, grow your own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And vote locally. For shit you believe in. But it just that's super basic. Fuck what I think. It's your interview.
That's still great though. That's still great. I mean, just even on the music tip, I mean, really go ahead and take a little bit of time and try to explore your region's artists. I think a lot of people just rely on the radio or they rely on the TV to tell them what's the new hot record. And so what happens is a lot of people hear a song that comes out and they don't necessarily fuck with it, but they hear it so many times over and over, they eventually become accustomed to it and they like the song eventually, right?
They shove it down your throat.
Yeah, they shove it down your throat. Exactly. So, and that's why a lot of people just base their music search off of that. I just think a lot of people will be more happier with their content that they get if they just take a little extra time to go look through SoundCloud, go try to look through, Bandcamp, go really try to listen to when their local radio show is on, don't tune it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shout out to Cool Nuts.
Yeah, shout out Cool Nuts on the Breakout Show. But I'm saying I think a lot of people will actually hear shit that they really like and be surprised. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Because he does, man. It was like 2010 or 2011.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Sunday night,
Mm-hmm.
and I was driving home,
Mm-hmm.
and I heard Bad Bitch About on the Bag of Weed.
Yeah.
And it just, I was by myself, so I didn't have anybody like, and I didn't have a smartphone at the time, so I'm just like, I just had to enjoy it.
Right.
And keep driving.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, no, it's just, and a lot of people have that misconception too, because it's local, it's not good. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some local trash, but there's also mainstream trash. So, you know what I mean?
There is. And I thought he was a cool cat for playing my shit. Because we've done shows.
Yeah, it's dope.
And I felt like he didn't like me a little bit. Or didn't think I was cool.
Oh, okay.
Just because he's the OG. He's the big homie. Like, what the fuck is he going to talk to me for? You know what I mean? But he played my shit on the show in Portland. And it just meant a lot to me.
Hell yeah,
Shout out to
bro.
Cool Nuts, man.
Yeah.
You know? And he plays like all kinds of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a good show to promote.
Yeah. Breakout show in Portland.
And man, I try to. My side of that is if there's a Facebook ad and it says sponsored,
Mm-hmm.
but it's an independent artist,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that guy paid the 20 or 30 bucks, and he got me to see it.
Right.
So
we actually did a
click like and share at least.
Real
It's
easy,
free.
real easy to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
free. Doesn't cost you shit. Definitely share your local artists, man. We did a focus group, bro, with one of my songs, and we presented it as a local Portland artist before they played the record, and it got less of a response as far as like people being hyped on it. Oh yeah, it's a cool record. Yeah, I could see myself playing it. Whatever. Nonchalant, right?
Yeah.
And then the second group of people, this is a new hot artist. Didn't mention me being local. Didn't mention me being from Portland. Played the same exact song, and the reaction was 10 times better.
That's crazy.
It's a stigma attached to it, so that's why I feel like a lot of people don't take the time to go search for music.
No doubt. Because I feel like I've met some really talented guys while I was out there,
Mm-hmm.
and not a lot of them have put stuff out. And so it's like, it's good that you have. And I'm thankful that you have all these stories to tell us on our podcast, man.
Yeah, I got a lot more music coming soon too.
Yeah.
A lot of music coming.
No doubt. Can you drop your social media?
Yeah. So on, excuse me, on IG, on Instagram, It's Big Beards and Gold Chains.
Big beards and gold chains.
Big Beards and Gold Chains.
Yeah.
On IG.
Hell yeah.
And then on Facebook, I just have a personal page up, which is under my personal name, my full government name, Josh Zito. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a cool name, Zito.
Hey, appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
I think I have a fan page on Facebook, but honestly, I don't use the shit at all. You know what I
I
mean?
barely do either.
Yeah.
Sometimes I post to the podcast one. But
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
So I mean,
They
if
want you to
anybody's
pay.
listening, yeah,
You know? I'm like, fuck.
yeah. If they're
That's
trying
all
to
it
search
does.
me though, all your listeners are searching, just do the IG at Big Beards and Gold Chains, or do YouTube at Zito Official Music.
Zito official music on YouTube.
Yep.
Word.
Yep.
All right, dude.
So
Is there
those
anything
are the
else?
best place.
Anything else you want to add before I do my outro dance?
Man, I want to see the dance, but just keep your eye out. Paint Me as a Villain coming soon, full album.
Paint Me as a Villain
Mm-hmm.
by Zito.
Yep.
Full album. Coming
coming
soon.
soon. Yeah, a full album. I mean, like a real, not an EP, like 15 to 18 tracks, bro.
I'll pay fucking $20 for that shit.
Hey, bro. Hey,
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, man. And I want to link up next time I slide through.
Yep.
All right.
shit me. Yep. Yeah.
Cool,
Wifey
dude.
said you guys could come through, have dinner and dabs.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Hey,
they said dinner and dad.
That's his
Yeah.
tag team name.
And yeah, my lady she'll bring some flavors. She's got taste.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. And thanks, Zito.
Yeah.
Thanks
sure.
for taking the time and sharing the stories with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll send you the links as soon as I got them.
Okay, no doubt.
Okay. With that, ladies and gentlemen, this was the 60th episode of
Hey.
Concerned Dads Podcast. I was your host, Katie M. Kane. Our guest, Josh Zito, was in the building. Musician, actor, publisher, weightlifter. It was a dope interview.
There you
Hit
go.
him up at Big Beard Chains on IG or Zito Official Music on YouTube.
Yep.
I got to give a shout out to my guys in production, Mitchell Wilson and Jesse Curry. This has been a Main Node and Joseph Street Enterprise production.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you gonna do that dance or what?
Oh man, that was it. I say the same thing. I say the same thing. No, I said I do. It's like my free throw dance.
Oh, okay, got you.
Like I say I was your host.
Yeah,
I shout out the guests.
yeah,
I shout out my guys.
yeah.
And then I say our two companies.
It was
You know?
fabulous. I